CSTA Seed Achievement Award. The Canadian Seed Trade Association Seed Achievement Award recognizes and honors significant contribution to the Canadian seed industry. It's present on individual who has gone above and behind for the seed sector in Canada and internationally. This year, it has been present to someone that we all know very well, Hilhorst. Chuck. I would like to ask Dave Sippel to come to the podium to read the citation for Chuck. Dave.
Hello, I'm Dave Sippel, head of diverse field crops at Syngenta. And I would like to spend a few minutes here and introduce Chuck Hilhorst, winner of this year's 2012 Seed Achievement Award. Chuck has made a significant contribution to the Canadian seed industry through his professional and volunteer activities at the national and international levels. With quiet diplomacy and persistence, Chuck has helped shape and maintain a shared vision for the global seed industry. Chuck was born and bred on a dairy farm in Manitoba and spent his early years exploring the world. He tried his hand in occupations as diverse as fishing guide in northern Canada, to sheep ranching in Australia, and playing semi-professional baseball. When he returned to Canada, he earned an economics degree from the University of Manitoba. He began his career in the seed industry with Manitoba Pool, eventually becoming manager of the seed department. And then in 1986, Chuck established John Zulzer and Son Limited in Canada. This confirmed his commitment to trading, marketing, and producing forages, and turf seeds. Throughout his career, Chuck has taken an active interest in national and international seed industry issues and events. In the 1980s, Chuck served on the board as president of the Northern Seed Trade Association, a Northern Tier U.S.-Canada association. Over a 10-year period from 1989 to 1999, Chuck brought his considerable expertise and a special blend of enthusiasm to the board of the Canadian Seed Trade Association. With a practical eye on how it relates to seed, Chuck contributed to the formulation and implementation of safe, effective international seed trade policy and procedures. Chuck was a founding member of the International Committee of CSTA and sat on its executive for more than a decade, serving as chairman for several terms. He tirelessly worked as part of the committee on its toughest issues, including things like phytosanitary barriers against Canadian exports due to verticillium wilt and bacterial wilt, plus extravagant subsidies on the EU of forage and turf seed. We won many of these battles, and the entire seed industry benefits from fair trade thanks to Chuck's hard work. Chuck is always generous with his advice to others on topics like best practice in trade, the pitfalls of doing business in certain parts of the world, and good measures to protect oneself from deals gone awry. Many have benefited. He continues to attend CSTA forage and turf and international meetings and is a long-standing arbiter of international trade disputes. After more than 30 years of work, Chuck agreed to take on the biggest project the International Committee had ever tackled. He agreed to chair the National Organizing Committee for the World Seed Congress held in Calgary in 2010. The job officially began in 2005, and as the Canadian seed trade industry prepared to host the international colleagues from over 50 countries, Chuck's leadership, sense of humor, unending optimism steered the committee through its paces. The hard work paid off. Chuck Hilhorst represented Canada as the official host to what has been billed as one of the most successful ISF congresses to date. As an owner-operator of a relatively small company, Chuck and his partners have carried a lot, giving beyond their size to help the whole sector. Chuck Hilhorst has provided steady, informed, intelligent leadership to the Canadian and international seed industries, and I am proud to introduce him as recipient of the 2012 Seed Achievement Award.
Thank you, Dave. No one said so many nice things about me since my dear departed mother passed. I believe speeches should be like sermons, short and to the point, so I'll try not to keep you too long. I'll give you a little history, I guess. But back in 1978, when I left the relative comforts of small-town Manitoba to move to the big city of Winnipeg, and had to go buy a new house for, and you imagine in those days, $60,000. Everyone in my small community thought it was crazy. I made a similar kind of move when I started the company in 1986. Again, people couldn't believe leaving the comforts, relative comforts of a large company and starting out on their own. But somewhere along the line, I felt that the seed business was where I wanted to be, and I've certainly been rewarded with a successful and very happy career. I can remember my first day working at Manitoba Pool. I was sitting in the office with Larry Watts and Don McNabb, who some of you will remember. And Larry says, "Creeper's up $2." And looked at me as though with some expectant reaction. I didn't even know what the hell creeper was. For those of you who aren't in the forage and turf business, of course, that's creeper red fescue, which is a great production of the Peace River area of northern Canada. And over the years, I've been fortunate enough to trade hundreds of millions of pounds of it, so it's been a very staple product in my livelihood. Any success I've had in the seed business, though, has been mostly due to the great mentors and partners and customers that I've had. Most of the mentors are now passed, unfortunately. My partners still have Rick, of course, my personal partner, Nancy, and many of my customers that are here in the room. I won't name them in case I miss somebody, but I certainly do appreciate the support that I've received over the years from all of you. The 2010 ISF conference was a great opportunity for Canada, for the Canadian seed trade. I had been fortunate enough to attend many of these congresses around the world prior to 2010. And so for my part, it was giving back to the International Seed Federation. And we had a wonderful time doing it. We had trials and tribulations like all do. At least we didn't have to move it a month like the poor fellows did in Rio de Janeiro. But we had a great time. We had a tremendous committee. Many of you are here in the room who did an awful lot of work and should be very proud of it. I'm also very grateful to the number of Canadian companies who attended the ISF conference, which was in Calgary, which was unusual for many of you, I know, but it very much contributed to the welcome we were able to give companies from outside of Canada. So that's really all I want to say today. A couple more things, I guess. I see around the room and in the meeting this morning a lot of young faces, and I congratulate you for coming to the seed trade. I think you'll have a very happy and long relationship with the seed business. It's been extremely rewarding for me. I'd like to congratulate my fellow award recipients, Dr. Akira and the Triguno family, and I'm honored to be here with you today. So thank you very much. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the convention, and beautiful PEI. It's a great place to visit. Thank you very much.